Well, hello, and welcome. This is Joanna the Jewel Design, and we're back today. Another journal, another project. I was going to show you guys the creation of this one, how we put it together, and it was an hour of me fumbling. It was a disaster. But what we did was pretty much we're taking more of the Starcatcher kit that matches the faux ephemera book that I had made. That when we opened it up with a file folder, had 4 panels, had all kinds of fun tucks and flip ups and all those beautiful things. And when you closed it, because of all the spines, sort of looked like a book, but it was pretty much a folio. And anyway, so we've taken all the floral pieces and the stargazing pieces and the book pages from her Starcatcher kit. And this is ink and page journals. And I knew I had all her papers, right? So she gave us some beautiful photos, or beautiful pages. They're exactly this size. You just fold them in half, and they are, so what were they? One trim, like 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. But then she had a bunch of papers. So she had great pages for journals, and then she had your papers, all her pattern, starry, whatever papers. And I didn't want to do half and half, right? So if you folded this in half, you had pages way out here, and then you had the small pages. And I was like, ugh. And these, the front cover, was part of those pages. It was a double gate arch ordeal, and I debated back and forth between the floral being the outside cover and the gates, and in the end decided that since it's our floral dream, my idea of a floral dreamer, it would be the dreamer travel notebook journal, because it's only, like I said, 4 1/2 by 8 1/4, something like that. So it's definitely smaller than your standard book. It's not a 12 skinny. It's not a 9 by 6 standard. So it hits in that traveler's notebook or a TN journal. And I decided that we liked the idea of the gate, of the archway, as it leads you into your dreams, right? Because if you look at it, it's very black, it's starry, it's a dreamer. So it's a great journal, I think, to write out all your dreams, your hopes, your inspirations, your expectations. It's, things that, just what you're planning, what you want to do. It's a great book for that. So the front cover right now, it's very plain. I haven't decided. I did come up with the idea of potentially doing interchangeable magneted toppers. Maybe make 2 or 3 toppers where I get the same page and we sort of blend it in. But maybe it has sayings or something specific on it to where, depending on your mood that day, maybe, you could change out your topper. Because I got the newer, really thin ones. So we could put a small magnet on here, put a little patch over it so you can't really see it. And even if you could, it wouldn't really matter. But in case you didn't want to look at it that day, maybe you didn't want a topper, we could still sort of hide the fact there's a magnet here. But some, I'll see if I can come up with a couple really good quotes and sayings that would be inspiring as you wanted to write on it that day. So that's what it's debatable, whether we do some kind of interchangeable magneted toppers to the journal. But otherwise, I covered it in one of their lovely laces. This is our Ivy 1 1/4, I think it is, stretch lace. Great for the spine. Just make sure it stays. It is a file folder. It's an old legal size file folder that was sort of mutilated quite a bit. So I just inked it. We covered it with the 32-pound paper, so it's quite thick. So it does, it does want to stay open quite a bit. But then what I did was, like I did with the secretarial mushroom journal and ephemera holder that had flip outs and stuff like that. I took her pages the way she gave me, perfectly in half, beautiful. But then I took the papers, and I fold them in different ways. So this one is in like thirds, and this one flips out, so it gives you a longer page to write on, standard page, right? And just went back and forth. We tabbed in a little cute blue piece of ledger paper, antique piece of paper, which we'll play with hopefully today, or at least get started. There's some short pieces, I was trying to avoid short and long and short, or a little smaller if it folded in. So it did end up with all kinds of different sizes in the end, which I wasn't hoping to do. But, like that one came up short, but this one I folded out. So we did a belly band. I put a little flower down here so you know to open it up. So there's going to be a lot of that. We're going to do some trims on some of these writing pages. We're also going to do, I have a lot of jars and flowers left over. So we're going to put them on different spots down below instead of stamping it, or like I did with the welcome journal, welcome summer garden journal. You know, we put stickers on the bottom of some of your pages. So we are going to decorate them up, but I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. I do like it though. We have some things where you get to see multiple patterns. So I just did this back and forth throughout the thing. You know, we're gonna have some tucks here. I took one of her larger floral sort of fussy cut bands and I cut it in half, and we tucked up a journal card here because this is actually two 32-pound pieces of paper glued together because they both printed funky, but I wanted this as our centerpiece. I can't wait. I really want to stickle with the iridescent and the gold. I just want to like play maybe the moon, and this one I want to definitely stickle up to no end so badly. But I did this beautiful pattern on the outside. So on those outside pages, you know, I just made a belly band tuck, and I made a you know, a tuck up and a little belly band tuck right here. So we'll use this. We have another, like I said, we have the bigger one and a smaller one, so I may want to do it again on somewhere else. I haven't decided. So like this one, though, not everything was going to be a flip out. This one we're going to glue down the middle and make it a double tuck. We're going to add pockets to the bottom of this one. So if it was interactive this way, we're going to do something on the back side. So we do have journal cards and things because, you know, we have to do something. Since that was a centerpiece, I could add something there. This is here, so we could decorate this one if I wanted. Anything that's, you know, not really writable for whatever reason, we will go ahead and double up on it. Now this one is a writing, but we're going to make something fun out of that one today for sure. So anyway, all the way through, it just keeps flipping out in one direction or another. But you have a lot of this beautiful writing page. Now, I did realize in the first video I couldn't figure out what this came from. And it is actually one of her pages that I just lightened up. The joy of being able to do what I do. It's this one. See, there's the repeat. And I just dropped it down to 50% and printed it all on the back of all of my stuff, right? Even on the back of this one, right? So, but I have pages left over, guys. I still have all these papers that I haven't even touched. So, which is not a bad thing because it is giving me something to play with, right? And I think we, you know, if I want to make pockets or some fun interactive pieces, I get to do so. But if not, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another small piece out of it, and small journal out of that one. Maybe I'll make something else, maybe a notepad or something. I don't know, something. We'll do it. Because I kept, you know, I printed everything, every page she had, every paper, journal paper, every paper she had, every journal page she had, that fit my theme. So this one is going to be, might be a really large, like, tuck. So I'm only going to glue down the bottom. And we're going to put a pocket on the outside. And then this is a cute piece of paper you can write on. But it just keeps going. So here, like I have it, whoops. This one, I think what we're going to do is some of these guys, we're going to fussy cut one, cut in half, and just put on cute spots of the papers. So, you know, it came out really cute in the end. But I fussed with it so much, guys. I spent like 30, 40 minutes hemming and hawing, trying to figure out which way to put things. And the video just, even though this was great, you guys could watch me put this one together, but it was no different than what I did with the seaside, you know, retro thing. So, you know, I'm going through a theme where I'm just using file folders, you know, pieces that are oopses and bit mishaps, and so I'm putting them to good use, and it is giving us a pretty good stout, you know, ordeal. So today, to start off with for sure, we're going to take this smaller page here, since there's a lot of just flip outs and nothing too exciting on this side. We're going to do a Zig Zag belly band. This is another one of my favorite Facebook ladies. I do have the video saved on my phone. I think it's in my Facebook side. So I have that video saved. I will definitely link it this time. I'll show you, I'll go through it today, but you can see her do it also in case I miss up on something. And she has the measurements too. So we should definitely watch her. She has some fun stuff that's just making me very happy. So what we're doing is we're taking now she does them in centimeters. So you'll have to forgive me. I went ahead and stuck to the centimeters. I wasn't going to worry about changing it up. Thank God rulers have both, right? So she wants to go 24 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So I did have to cut down a regular piece of paper to make that work. I'm using this one. It's a little bummer because this will get glued down. You're not going to see it. But what I decided to do was this way, if you want to open the belly band, we do have this space right here to write on. Otherwise, you leave it closed. You get to see the blue and it's all good. So she wants you to score, which I can't do on my scoreboards because they're inches. So we're going to do this by hand with our trusty tools. At 3, 6, and 9 centimeters, 15, 18, and 21. So because it is 24, I wish I had, I don't think you can see any better on the blue one either. Oh, let's see, which one's centimeters, inches? Centimeters are on the bottom, right? 12 inches. Nope, I don't know how that's really interesting. 6 and 12. 6 inches and the bottom says 12 centimeters, I guess. I don't know if that lines up or not. Nope, I don't know what that is. So, never mind. Okay, so maybe here hopefully, let's zoom in a little bit, right? And hope it's not too bad. So, like she said, you start, so on the, there we go. Like, that don't look right. So on the 3, the 6, and the 9, right? And then again on the 15, 18, and 21. So 3 centimeter increments, since it is 24. And it leaves you almost a 6 centimeter middle, which works beautifully for the page that we're working on. So 3, 6, 9, 15, 18, 21. So I did 2 dots so that I had an idea to try to line this up, cross our fingers, and I'm just going to hand score it. I got my ruler and I've got my little trusty ordeal here. So she did pre-score it, and then she sort of, she folded it for us because she had already scored it. And then she went back, and I think she put slightly red lines in it, so you can sort of see it while she was working on it. I will not, because I don't want, as it is, I want, once this is folded, I'm going to try to erase my marks, because I don't really want to see them by accident, right? But this was so cute. It's a zigzag belly band, so we can put a journal card or paper or something behind it. So again, we're not losing any writing space. I know I'm covering a writing space, but you have this you can write on, which isn't much shorter than the page that we're actually working on. We can tuck tags into this journal when we're done, or into this belly band when we're done. And then she put it on a larger piece of paper and put a cute, like, single fold, like, double journal card, but large, like a little notebook behind it. Now we don't have that kind of space, but I will create some kind of small journal card to go behind it. Gotta figure out which way. I never remember which way the score is. So right now the score lets you fold it inward. So we're going to do that, and then I can fold it out again. And let me delete these real quick. So I am going to erase these because I don't want to really see them by accident. At this point, it's scored. It is what it is, right? So I have a couple projects today. I want to try to be quick about it. I am definitely on a time crunch. I didn't get these done ahead of time, so I'm doing it the morning of the video, which is not bad since I do sort of afternoon videos for you guys, or they go up in the afternoon for you guys. I sometimes could do the video the morning of, but we have a very busy morning. Got the usual appointments and whatnot. So you see, when you're done, everything should meet up in the middle. So you do want to put your first one in, second one back. Okay, and I'm a little off. There's a little bit of a, you know, I don't know. You can see it. Yeah, so first one goes in. Second one goes back, but it's a little harder to... I know she did the same thing. We had to sort of go one way and then come back the second way. So we'll just do that. So you can see that last one. See, that's a little better. That one actually folded nicer, so that's all right. But when you're done, see, it closes up. So it does overlap a little. I could try to bring it out a little bit, but, you know, operator error. Now, if your scoreboard, if you have one happens to do centimeters, great. Or you can try to adjust this a little bit. Keeping in mind it's sets of 3, so, or increments of that. So, like, it's 24, and we went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but this one's double that. So, technically it's 3. It is 8. Technically, it's 8 increments, 8 sections, right? 1, 2, 3, technically 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. So keep that in mind as sort of sections of 8. But the middle, you don't fold that one because we want all of that space for this to come into the middle. So you can adjust this in a couple different ways. Now, next fun part. And these pieces left over we can actually use. Then she does suggest to go 5 centimeters up from the bottom, because we need to do a cut line. This is the fun part. All right. Okay. So 5 centimeters up. This is where we get a cute zigzag. Make a mark just about 5 centimeters up from the bottom. Let's get closer to the edge because we have to cut. So there we go. Let's go here. And we're going to connect it from here to the top section of her instructions say at the 6 centimeter mark, but that would be way over here and that wouldn't give us the effect we're looking for. We actually want to go into the middle section. So the 15 mark, outside of 15, outside to 9, the 9th. But pretty much what you're doing is you're cutting a nice angle off to give us our zigzag. So if you need to take your dot, go up to here, you can do the lightest mark so you can sort of have a nice straight line. All depends on how you cut. If you're doing this by pencil, by, you know, X-Acto knife, however. I don't know if I want to cut this by hand or if I want to do this. I don't know if I can do it by X-Acto knife and not make that even worse. I mean, I'm 50-50 on that. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. She did it this way. I'm like, oh, see if I can do it without moving anything, right? I might just go a little bit outside it, but let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Aha, I did. So, well, I think I did. I'm on my glue mat, but it's all right. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Gotta love it when you think you got it, and then you're like, well, it's like anything else. We think we're all good to go, and it doesn't quite hold, which is fine. Could be a little rough, because really I can just ink it, and I did ink around the edges before I started, just to, you know, make sure. Now what I love is that we now have, so here you can see the potential. We have this lovely piece. We can wrap it around something. We can leave it open. I don't know. We can play with it, but you get a feel for how it's sort of what the excess looks like, right? So there we go. So here I am, way too close, aren't I? Because I was looking at the ruler. Glad I caught that beforehand. All right, so like I said, 5 centimeters up to our middle section, 5 centimeters up to the middle section. And you can, if you draw the line, then you can either, what's the word? You can either, I'm using an X-Acto knife. You can, let's see, that, oh, direction, isn't that funny? See, right there. Those are cool. Even if you just put them on edges of papers just for decor. They could even be glued down on the edge of the paper and expanded out, so maybe expand out the writing space. Anything can be used, right? All right, so let's ink that real quick, and then I will fold it. You guys can see what we have just created. You probably have seen this before. It's probably not new. I mean, I didn't create it. I said Purita. I think that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Lovely lady. One of my, her and Vintage Journal. They're on Facebook. They do all kinds of videos. Just shorts like this. Just fun little things like this all the time. And I don't know, they just came across my thing. There was one called My Journal too, I think. But there's a couple under that name, so I don't know exactly who. But like I said, I have 2 for sure and 3 that, the third one that potentially. So, no. Here is where, oh, why those did not line up? Oh, jeez. Okay, so that one did not, oh, I cut too far. Well, not perfect, and I don't know how I'm going to fix that. Wow. How is that 2 different? Oh, because I came up short. Okay, so this side I think I'm going to trim a little more. I did this one right on the line with a little bit of a glitch, and it folds in funny. And this one, I did go up too high. Ay. All right. I'm like, it's not the same. All right, so that's, you know, operator error at this point. And I went beyond it somehow. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Let's go this way with it. We're going to go a little bit this way. We're going to try to get a little lower and hope it's not like trying to, when you keep trimming a bush and you just end up worse and worse off. Almost, right? And I like the fact that it's doing that. I didn't mean to. We end up with this cute little notch up here. You can see, because my camera doesn't want to focus. There's little tabby notches here. Oh my God, what happened here? That is really annoying that they went so easily, and yet I don't have... Oh, I ended up dropping down to 4. I didn't get to the 5th. I went too low somehow. Ugh, all right. We got to match it up. That's just what it is. I can't not. It's a little funky if it's not. Okay, so. Yes, I'm on the 10 because simply, why not? Numbers are numbers. So we're going to drop down. Because I have to have a match. It's like, no. Go one side. We need to go way down here. A little bit, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go here. Yeah, it's definitely a difference. We're gonna cut a little bit up. She makes it look so easy, right? You can do it evenly. Definitely cuts that up a little bit, but definitely it's one of those yeah, no, it's just gonna get worse and worse. Oh, cheese and crackers. How is that so not even? I'm gonna take a little off this side, I guess. Rude. I'm like, rude. This is not going as planned at all. And it moved on me. Well, okay. After this, there's nothing I can do, ladies and gentlemen. Zigzag can be uneven. I don't know if it's getting any better. Like I said, it's going to be like that. Almost. Okay. I think we're almost there. The bottom is still not perfect. Don't know what's going on with that. Don't really care at this point. I'm done. If I keep trimming, it's only going to get worse. Don't you hate that? Oh, jeez. I'm so excited. I should have realized when I cut these guys. But yeah, they were definitely different. Oh well. It still has the concept. It is a little bit bigger on the diamond here than intended. I really wish we could see more of the flower page. It's really, it always bums me out when we have to put the beautiful part, glued it down to the page. Always bums me out. But, I mean, I could flip it. But then I'd have to do something to the inside where it was usable. Like, we'll do a quick flip around to see. Whoops. Because this way I wanted you to be able to untie it, open it, and write on the inside. Though that is very narrow. I mean, you could open the whole thing, and you could write on this whole thing on the inside the page. Right? Or we flip it, right? We see all this beautiful, we do it this way. It's tied. And she never opens it up. She just ties it on the bottom instead of gluing it down and lets you tuck 2 things in. And you could open it up. Now, once it's tied and you like the Purity, so you see beige, and when you tuck things in, you're blocking the blue. So, yeah, it's just a bummer that we're gluing all this beautiful blue down. No, that's why we're always trying to find another way to use it, and I just wanted to make it, a nice, usable space. Let's stick to the original thought process here. So I wanted to take, and that blue I think is wrong. That is, I don't mind it. All right, we're going to get a couple different blues. Okay, so then the goal is to then just glue it down and tie a pretty bow to the front, which I did not give myself enough space. Now it is a green type ribbon, so it's not as forgiving. You want to be able to tie it as flat as you can, because we don't want it to stick out too much. But I'm sort of, yeah, I wanted to be able to cut it first and then, or sort of tie it first and then cut it. All right. We're going to go whoop. Gonna go whoop. And I am not redoing that. So we're going to, you can go as high or as low as you want on this part. I mean, to hide the fact that we have boo-boos here. And I did not do this with anything thick. I think she used it double-sided paper, but I don't know if she used a cardstock, what she used. So to hide some of the boo-boos, I could even tie it way up here. And that would sort of hide some of our mishaps here, right? Nice and tight, cute enough. So what I'm gonna do is bring it down. I'm gonna get my glitter glue, my fabric tack. Now she just used some sticky tape stuff. I don't know if I want to pull any of that out right now, so I'm just gonna use my fabric tack. Put the line where I want it. There we go. Did I get it? Yeah, darn close. Okay. So we glue that down so it doesn't go anywhere. Because then you're actually gonna glue bottom and top for a belly, as a belly band, right? Because then, let's see what tags. I mean, I would like to put tags in here, but ooh, those almost don't fit. Oh, okay. So I may have to trim some of these down just a little bit because those are even bigger. Trim them down a little bit, and we could tuck them in and make them into tags. Okay, so But yeah, she put tags in there. So you know what? I might, if we have some paper and stuff. Actually, that one's the cardstock. That might actually work better. I know, here I'm trying to use up the tags, or use up what I have. But see, now you just untie it, and you can open up, and you have the writing space. Isn't that, you know, lovely? Let's glue it down. Like I said, I don't have all the time in the world. I was going to use this for journal cards, or not for journal, for pockets, but I think I'm going to need it for tags. I have plenty of other paper I could use for stuff. I mean, I have paper, but, you know, journal cards you need. I know there's something on the back, but we can ink it, and that's not a problem. Pretty blue ink, and we got. Now let's see if these even fit before I get all excited. Oh, yeah. This one, yeah, this works a lot better. So we'll make tags out of that and stick it in. Put it right in. Walk to the side. Where's the paper? All right. So we're gonna see, just like that. Fold it down a little bit. So now we have a belly band, something to tuck in, tuck tags, and you can still open it up and write on it. So, because I have goo on this right now, am I just going to use my fabric tack? Make sure we get enough goo in places. At the top and bottom, because we need to make it a belly band. So not too bad, but yes, 5 centimeters definitely changes the look, the depth of the zigzag, and it's a little more, whatever. It's a little bit more uniform, I guess. But, you know, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind the fact that this is what it is at all. And then you would untie it, right? And now you have this writing space. You can write down the middle. You can write on all of it. Or never open it at all. And you just have the tags in there that you pull out to write on. Either way. I just like interactive pieces, I guess. It's not so much always pulling a bunch of stuff out. I love, you know, pulling out all kinds of pretty pieces and being able to write on them. But I don't know. Something about me just interacting with the journal and being able to, you know, your little hide holes and your little moments of, ooh, what's that? And every time you tie this, it'll get better or worse, but there we go. Well, ta-da! Okay, and then, so we got a short one and then a tall one. And, you know, they won't sit in there perfectly, but let's do, let's not use the wrong scissors. I'm gonna cut about here, And then together, I am going to, let's see how deep of a, maybe sort of match that, so we won't go too, yeah, I finally took one of my cards and started cutting different depths for tags, because trying to do the whole cut it and then take the piece of paper and flip it over and do the other side, yeah, it wasn't working so well anymore for me. It's a great trick from Gail Agostinelli, but I always seem to like lose the paper or don't turn the corner right, turn the corner I cut off the other way right, and end up with very weird cuts. So okay, so once we inked it or we put a little ribbon on it, look, 2 beautiful tags tucked in there. So later I will put some ribbon on them so we can see them easily. I will ink the back, all that jazz. Okay, so you have 2 tags and then plenty of room, yep, to put a larger journal card. So as we're creating, you know, we have this one and the large blue one in the back. With the papers I have, we'll make some scrappy, you know, cardstock type, whatever, journal cards, and we'll put them in these guys. So there we go. Gives it a little bulk, but that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't really, as thin as it is, I'm really shocked that it sticks up so much, right? All right, you're gooing. So really quickly, so back here, I know that I need to do 2 things here. I don't know, go deeper. I think I want to go deeper. Hold on, I need my larger circle punch. Talk among yourselves. Oh, so hopefully everybody who watches me and my mom saw that we put all kinds of beautiful things in the shop yesterday. No, Monday night. And they went pretty quickly. Cute things, very good, great gift ideas. Beautiful, what was the other thing? Butterflies, notepads, notebooks, really cute things. All right, so we are just doing 2 thumb notches so you sort of have an idea where your journal cards might be. And then I'm going to try to go down the middle here. Never mind, that is just gooey. I sort of hate when it does that. When it just sort of goos up, but it's very sticky. Can't really use it, so I'll use mine. It's okay, I will. So yeah, the other day, I don't know, I guess I don't know what happened. Too much pressure, and my pretty pink cover, my little rubber thing, got hard and got like stuck to the top here. So I had to go grab my new top for a moment, and I had to, oh, that was dumb. And I had to try to soak the old one, you know, soak this top with the pink thing, trying to get it off. And I was like, huh, okay. I'm gonna chuck it. It got rock hard. It happens every so often. It's pressure. Working on the projects, I had probably a lot of pressure in the bottle, and it probably came straight up, which is sort of why I like leaving pins in the tops. I seem to have less problem with that. But lately I haven't had a good pin to do that with. So I was like, well, shoot. So yeah, anyway, they gave you a new pin with the top. When they give you a new top, they give you a pin to clean it out. I don't know if it's one good enough to keep in there. But yeah, when you get a new top, when you buy a new bottle, you get a pin. I just don't know if it looks like it's a stainless steel, but I just put a hole through the top of through my topper, and I just shove it in there, right? So that's my trick. It's why I kept buying the pretty bottle toppers, but they are stainless steel, but they're super soft. I don't know why. So maybe that may not be. Okay, so there we go. So then if I want an obvious, then I can put some lace or trim right here, and that would definitely indicate that, something's going on. So, or I can put a piece of washi, I can put a piece of paper, I can do just about anything. I have hordes of ways and different ways to indicate that there are 2 pockets here, just to give it some interest. So, whether it's that and it's inked and that's not a bad idea. We could ink that and put some kind of decor on it. These are so white. I don't know. Everything's sort of neutral. Everything's sort of that creamy colors. But I mean, I could do if I want to get really fancy. I don't know how fancy I'm going to get with this one. I don't know. I think that's too much. I mean, it's really pretty. But I don't know how fancy I'm going with this one. So I would think maybe more we could do to sort of find that in between, right? Hold on. How dare the snowflake try to take my pearls? There we go. I could do that with a row of pearls. And that would give us, right, clean this up. And then that'd actually be pretty. Okay, so leave that there. I'm not doing much decor with you today, guys. I'm just trying to get some of the basic fun, fun ways. You've got this flip out, so instead of flipping it out to make another piece of paper, right, because we got a lot of that, we do the double pockets, glued it down the middle, and so we'll put a little bit of a banner right there so that you know, yes, it's 2 pockets. And then these guys definitely can take any number of my journal cards, so it's good enough to fit it vertically. Checking it out. There we go. Excuse me. So I like these because they're very vertical, floral ideas. So I got books and that, so I can put that on another one. But there we go. Okay. So I love that. We'll probably corner these, ink up, or they're inked on the back, but ink them, corner them, do something here. Nice concept going on there. Okay. And then we just got to yeah, so that's a big one there. That is a quick pocket. This one doesn't take much, so let's just get it down. And then I have time, just barely, to work on a second project. Let's see how it goes. It may take a little bit more time because I didn't really plan for it at the last minute. But on the other side of this blue piece of paper that we inserted, we did it in a way that I folded it. So again, it's sort of tabbed in. So this side is cute. It has a light blue on the back. You can write on it. You can put your favorite quote on it, whatever you'd like. It's tight to the corner. Oh, hopefully that'll stick. Now this is cardstock, so it's a nice, should give us just a slightly rounded corner here. Oh, there we go. So yeah, this one could take any number of journal cards that I have. I don't know if we need the little ones. It's at an angle, so it's very interesting. But yeah, we need to definitely round some corners. We need some rounded corners, but sideways. But we'll see. For right now, I have a tendency of rearranging quite often. It is gusseted, so there's definitely room to do this. So if we round the corners and add a little bling to the edges, we can see these journal cards, right? So they don't all blend into each other. But there's a spot with this one. Put blue around it, so it's sort of white. It's a little too white, but the blue doesn't have much on it. Okay, I was wondering if there's any blue ink here. I'm like, these are printed, preset paper pads, which I love, but all right. So anyway, you can write or put whatever you want on it, but to get it in here and not fold it right in the middle and see nothing, we have that small section on the other end. Oops, let's not leave that undone. Just got that all cleaned up. There we go. So on this other side, if I can find it, where'd it go? Where is the blue? Not the way over here. So it's 2 very interactive pieces on the same side. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, well, we definitely need to do something on this side then. Yeah, I just sort of realized that we have it's very heavy now on the front. So I do have some papers or page. I'm gonna definitely want to put something on some of these pages. Okay. So all I have is this, and that and that. So, okay. Well, it happens. All right. So what I want to do is I wanted to tab something into place where we didn't really see this paper, or the paper was blended into something, so that it just wasn't this little white piece of paper on the back side. And usually when we do, like, say, skinny flip-flop journals, again, you don't really want to cut a lot of papers. You do like we did. We fold in little bits to make it fit, to make a tab, a belly band at the edge of a page, or depending on the size of the paper, you just leave a little piece of something on one side so you can see most of the paper, the page on the other side. So I had this gorgeous blue envelope we got, and it's almost the right size. So if I angle this up, we should be able to somewhat slide this on. We will cut it, of course, sort of a bummer, but I feel like it's sort of cool to see writing paper here, print, some kind of print here. And then when he flips over, we're going to do, you know, a chunk of this beautiful blue, which is this gorgeous sort of brighter teal blue paper. And I figured we could just cut that and, you know, cover what's left on this. So it's really pretty. It's a dark version of that. It's just something in here. But if we do the darker writing paper in here, it becomes a writing space. So that was my thought. We're going to do sort of what we did before. That's not a really big gap, is it? I'm trying to see. I mean, if that's the top and that's the bottom, that's not much of a cut to get that in there. So I feel like it has to be deeper than that. Because if I just go from here to here. Oh, so I have to almost, yeah, I don't know. I just need to trim it, I guess, completely to top it in. There's not really an angle because it won't come, it's not going to come down here. I need that. If I could just go inward, however, right, deep. Because we're going to cover it with paper, so it's really not going to make a difference. I need little scissors. Now, my mother just gave me the cutest little... Oh, there's a cover on them. Oh, thank God. Here's little fussy cut scissors for little things like this, but they're extremely sharp, so I'm going to be very careful. And I don't want to cut where we just sewed it in. The goal would be normally not to really alter anything when you have a tab in, but I'm feeling like it's sort of necessary to, there we go, make some adjustments. So now we slide this in. Aha, just about. Close enough. Close enough for government work. And we can't get too far in anyway because of the simple fact we do want it to move. So I might even, yeah, we have some pretty washi that I used. What did I just do? What is this one? Oh, the other lovely project. The project up there I was using. Okay. I might even washi it a little bit. I don't know if it's going to matter because you really can't get to the other side. I'm thinking. We do a little bit of washing and trim it. It might make it just a little stronger or a little thicker. Just to stick. That's my only worry. It's just that it's not, you know. Sometimes we do these things and we put something much heavier on a very light. It is sewn in two places, but it's right here on the edge of that one. So I figured, well, we do a little bit of beige brown here. We're going to enhance this, but we're going to get this started. I'm not going to get as far as I'd like. Just because everything takes time, but I wanted to start some lovely projects with you guys for this one. So I'm going to try to tuck it in as tight as I can. Yeah, easier said than done, huh? What can I do to, yes. I'm like, when you think you've cut something straight too, and it's not as straight as you think. You're like, well, that's not where, of course, it's sticking to everything. Okay, so we're going to go tuck in really tight. There we go. I got it. All right. I got it. Now, sticky paper, probably not a good thing. And actually, could we... Angles. Oh, angles. I'm going to cut a little bit off. And then I'm just going to try to fold up the rest. I don't know if this is necessary. I just sort of feel like it's necessary. I don't know why. Probably because usually I do these things and then I'm like, that's going to rip right out. Isn't that sad? We don't we were worried about it. All right. And actually fits just underneath. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if we see a little bit, it's a little bit more brown than beige. So now that we have this here, it's still not really that long. It's not that great. There we go. We are going to cover this with paper. Yeah, we didn't quite, but it's okay. We're going to cover this with paper, so we're not even going to see this. It really is just a piece of paper to tab in. Now we need to figure out, I think about going here and here. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think we want to go too far out. I'm going to put lace on the outside here anyway. There's that, which is not even, but I'll figure that out. How many inches out are we trying for? Ooh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I just bonked you up. Let's see, how many inches out? Let's pick a consistent. I know this is not in the right spot, but that's okay. 21, 20, we can go all the way to 20, say, from this outside edge backwards, we can go to 21. That way, I'm consistent there, I guess, at least. Let's go the outside one, yeah. Okay. And then sort of the same thing here. So that way I am trying to be, you know, consistent, even though, there we go. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Now I'm debating whether or not for fun, do I keep it clean? Yeah, I'm keeping it clean. I was going to change gears and I was like, no, we're going to keep it clean so that, whatever, however I panel this, we can decal, we can shear, scissor, you know, probably going to try to panel things so we see a little bit of the blue, which would be really cool. And we're going to, now there was a spot on that. I'm trying to see if I can get it off. Sticky spot. This was for, actually for a, I guess I could turn it inside out too. It was the envelope to a quinceañera invitation. And a gorgeous blue. And I was like, she's like, well, I want the invitation and I want the ribbon. She goes, but I don't know if I want. So then I have this one too. This could make a fun fold out pocket piece for something else later. So, can't help myself, right? But I thought this would be sort of fun to, you flip it open, you write on it, right? Now, same ordeal, we may want to glue something here with a bow. We're going to want to do something. So once we get this covered, we'll have to see what we want to, you know, glue and tie to keep it shut so it doesn't bounce open. All right, so what we're going to do is, I don't know whether to do this. I probably should cut the pages. Yeah, and then we glue it in, because if I do it the other way, I will be fussing with it and then we'll be guessing, and that's no fun. I want to be able to glue in. So, okay. All right, well, where are we at? 47 minutes. So I know I'm not going to get much farther. What we can do is I can do part 2. We can start with this. I'll have all the pieces cut. Or I can just show you. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I feel at this point, like I said, all I'm going to do is find one of the other flower papers that we have. I was going to use this one, so now I think it's going to be cool to use it here. We can, like I said, I'm going to trace it and pat, you know, and we're going to cover these guys. I like the idea, unless we go this way, so maybe it sort of looks like it's continuous. So we'll have pattern here, and then we'll have the other half up here. And then I'm just using her writing paper, because I have a bunch of that left. I even have a lighter set if I really wanted to, but I got front and back. So I can either go dark for some contrast compared to this on the inside, and then we're putting this guy on the outside. So that when you're looking at it, all you're seeing is what, you know, this beautiful whatever. And then really, that is a great piece, I think, if we do the right spot, to do this in a floral. Like, we can decorate on top of this with, you know, a bottle and some floral, because I have plenty of it, right? We can do a little cluster on this page. It'll be a nice, pretty page to work with. So that is my plan for that. So I will get these pages cut and trimmed, and then maybe we can start next week where we can glue them down, we can decorate them, and keep moving forward with some of the decorations or whatever that's in here. I'll come up with a few more ideas to help bring some of this thicker stuff that we have on one side maybe onto the other side, because we definitely have it a little heavy on one side. It happens. What can you do, right? But hopefully today, this was a cute little project if you haven't seen it before. A Zig Zag belly band, right? And we just make some tags to tuck in. Tags are long journal cards. You can almost put like a bookmark in here, a tag in here. It's just closed with a ribbon that we've glued to the back, folded over, keeps it closed, but we still have a nice smooth back to add a nice size journal card. And it's just, and this one, the way we folded it, because of the paper, you fold it, you open it up, you take your tags out, and you have all this paper that you can write on now, right? It's at an angle, and it's sort of fun. But you do have a skinny section, or the whole thing you can write on, because we kept to the lighter cream paper on the inside. And, you know, so we have that beautiful concept. So there we go. That's what we're working with. So hopefully you love it. Like I said, took papers that we had, folded them accordingly. Instead of cutting them, folded them in, glued them, made pockets, folded them in, and simply are allowing us to fold it back out again for more writing space. So this cute little traveler's notebook, you know, TN, becomes quite writable, and quite a bit of writable once we are all said and done, because of the extra pages that we get to fold out and work with. So love you all very much. Hopefully you have a wonderful Wednesday. I will be back like a Saturday morning. Fridays are sort of busy, so maybe on a Saturday. We'll do a Saturday or Sunday weekend craft, and we'll get this finished, and maybe I can find another project for another page that we can work on before I go ahead and finish this one, and get it out to you guys, because there's a lot of little things we can still do. A lot of little work that I have to do to it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, love you all very much. We'll talk very soon, and we'll have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.